Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punt Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Well, hello and welcome. This is Sports Talk with me, Lewis Connell, and as always, I'm joined by Peter Spencer and Betfred. How are you today, Peter?
Yeah, great. No problems at all.
Fantastic. Well, we'll start with something a bit different this week. It's, of course, Cheltenham gets underway on Tuesday. Massive event in the world of horse racing, of course. Who are the sort of favourites going into that with Betfred?
Well, you say massive. It is the biggest. It's absolutely huge. It's like the World Cup, the Super Bowl, all rolled into one as far as racing is concerned. All those people from Ireland are flocking over. At least 50% of the crowd, whenever I've been, have been from Ireland. A lot of Guinness is drank, a lot of tea as well, as it happens. And everybody seems to have a fantastic time. And from a bookie's point of view, from Betfred's point of view, it is a bit of a nightmare because we usually lose money or break even possibly, but it is usually a bad occasion for bookies with lots of favourites coming in, horses from Ireland usually dominating. And this year we're at risk of it being a Willie Mullins dominated event. He's got lots and lots of horses competing. In tomorrow's Champion Hurdle, Stateman is the favourite. That'll probably go off at odds on. Wednesday, Queen Mother Champion Chase, El Fabio, that's the favourite as well. And then on Friday, the Gold Cup, lots of money already at Betfred on last year's Gold Cup winner, Galopins des Champs, which won last year. And he's probably going to be favourite again, already is favourite in fact, this year. So it's going to be a Willie Mullins dominated event. That's what's been forecast. But it's a fantastic that people are getting involved in Cheltenham. Lots of people go there, of course, during the festival. And we're looking forward to it. Should be great.
Yeah, it should be a great occasion. It always is. And obviously a lot of people get involved that, you know, maybe don't know that much about horse racing, and it sort of gets a lot of people involved, doesn't it? It's a great day out. Yeah,
it's 4 days, and it's people say that the Grand National is the greatest individual race, and it no doubt is, but that's because it's more of a people's race. This is for people who generally know something of horse racing. You get lots of footballers there, celebrities, royalty there, and it's in that fantastic spectacle in the Cotswolds. It's just absolutely tremendous.
Well, hopefully that will be a great day, a great 4 days, in fact, for all those involved. But we'll move on to the Premier League now. That massive game that took place at Anfield was all square, and it was actually a game that you predicted on last week's show, wasn't it? 1-1.
Twice I said it'd be 1-1, and it was a 9-1 shot at Betfred, and that's how it turned out. I did think Liverpool, their second half performance, probably deserved it. The pressure was absolutely enormous, but credit to City, they did it at the bar and they at the post in that second half, so it wasn't all Liverpool, and probably at the end of the day 1-1 was a fair result. City certainly had the first half, and then that penalty claim by Liverpool, that was let's say debatable. Lots of people are saying if it was outside the area, it would definitely have been a foul. But when it's in the area, referees sometimes have second thoughts about it.
Yeah, I think it could have gone either way, really, that penalty decision. I think if the ref would have given it, I think it's one of them where it probably doesn't get overturned, and it's just down to the sort of referee's decision on the pitch, which is quite refreshing to see, really, because there's been times where VAR's almost sort of re-refereed a game. But
it would have been
nice
under tremendous pressure if it had been
referee.
taken to the monitor. Can you imagine the Anfield crowd would have been on the case? It's all about interpretation of the rules, isn't it? He didn't think it was particularly dangerous. He didn't actually have much force. He kind of got his foot a bit high, slightly high. I mean, he got him near the chest, but he wasn't to know that the Liverpool player was right so close to him, and pushing in on the ball like he's entitled to. So at the end of the day, 1-1 was a fair result. And the thing is, it's let in Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're obviously top of the league now, but obviously with Betfred, City are still the favourites. They've got not a favourable running, but there's different sort of permutations.
Well, 10 matches to go, and Betfred have City still favourites, 23-20. Liverpool 11-5. And Arsenal, the new leaders this morning, they're 9-4. But I just want to emphasise, for the second time now, I did predict 1-1. So if you want to listen in again, you'll hear it all. 1-1 was predicted twice by me last Friday.
Yeah, very good prediction from yourself there. And just moving on to the other side of Manchester now, United scraping past Everton in many ways. Everton were quite wasteful with their chances, and United took their 2 penalties well.
Yeah, they did. It was kind of a workmanlike performance by United. No great inspiration there. Beat Everton 2-0 at home. Kind of predictable, I suppose. For a top 4 finish now, Tottenham are now the only team of those 3 chasing clubs who are odds on now. Betfred have them 4-7, having dismantled Aston Villa. Villa themselves are 6-4. United are out there at 11-1, coming slightly, I suppose, on the back of the scrambled 2-0 victory against Everton.
Yeah, it was quite a massive game, that, in the top 4 race, that one with Villa and Tottenham. Surprised with Spurs actually winning that one. It's kind of turned it on its head a little bit, but United, as you say, have got quite a slim chance of top 4, but you never know, do you? They've 8 points off Villa now. So
Spurs will play a key part in where the Premier League title will go, because they're certainly going to have to play Arsenal. And Arsenal are at City coming up soon. So there's going to be quite a few permutations, and that's probably why Betfred still have City as the favourites, because they've got the experience of the running. Interestingly, City, Liverpool and Arsenal are all involved in European campaigns. Liverpool's, of course, is only in the Europa League, so it's fairly routine for them. They play Sparta on Thursday and they're winning 5-1. Arsenal, they're playing Porto midweek and they're losing 1-0, so that's a tougher game. So they're all involved in European action, but it's clear, absolutely abundantly clear, that these are the 3 top clubs in England and arguably in the whole world.
yeah, I think it's quite nice to see a 3-horse race as well. It's often normally 2, or City have pulled away most years in sort of late April-ish time, so hopefully it can keep going until the very end and make for an exciting end to the season. But just looking at the bottom end of the table, Everton losing at Old Trafford, as we said, they're sort of slipping down a little bit, aren't they?
Yeah, Everton are now 11-2 for the drop into the Championship, but fortunately for Everton's point of view, there are 3 pretty poor teams who got promoted, i.e. Sheffield United, Burnley and Luton, and they're all odds on at Betfred to go slap straight back down into the Championship, having had 1 year enjoying the riches of the Premier League. Nottingham Forest, they're 15-8 to be relegated. As I say, Everton 11-2. Betfred have Crystal Palace 12-1. Brentford, he put up quite a fight against Arsenal before going down. They're 14-1 to be relegated.
There's a bit of a break as well this week for some of our Premier League sides, with the FA Cup quarter-finals taking place. That big one obviously being Manchester United against Liverpool at Old Trafford, and that is basically all United have got to play for now.
Yeah, that and a top 4 finish, but United fans won't be happy about ending the season in sort of 5th or 6th place, which seems likely. So you're right, the FA Cup is absolutely vital for United and also for the manager's future. But we have Liverpool favourites to win that game. We also think Chelsea will go through. Manchester City, of course, against Newcastle, and Wolves will beat Coventry. So we think the semi-finalists will end up with Wolves, City, Chelsea and Liverpool. To win the FA Cup outright, Betfred have City 11-8 favourites, Liverpool 10-3, Chelsea 13-2, and United, if they can overcome Liverpool, they're 15-2 to win the FA Cup outright.
And just moving on to the Betfred Super League now, it's getting quite close up there at the top, isn't it? Wigan's still the favourites, but we might be in for an exciting season.
Yeah, it's been widely predicted that this is going to be the best Betfred Super League of all time. We've got 6 clubs, all on 6 points at the top of the table. Wigan, who've played 1 game less because they played in that World Club Championship against Penrith, which they won. So Wigan are the favourites with Betfred. They're 11-8 to win the grand final outright. St Helens, second favourites, 5-2. They went down to a fairly unexpected defeat against Salford on Friday night. That's the first time Salford have won at St Helens in 40 odd years. So that was a tremendous result for Salford. So Salford are 5-2 second favourites to win the grand final outright. And then we've got Catalans, Warrington and Leeds all on 8-1, and Salford have come in now to 50-1 to win the grand final. No doubt on the back of that tremendous victory.
And just to finish, we've got 2 winners for you this week, both on the Irish lottery. We've got a 50k winner from Rochdale, actually, haven't we? To start off.
We have. This is Ian Duckworth. He's a plumber by trade. He won 50,000 from a £1 stake on the Irish lottery. His numbers were chosen because the family, based on family birthdays, his grandchildren, and his wife and his own children. So he won £50,000. So I was asking him what he's going to do with his money. He fancies a trip to Cape Verde, and I asked him why, and he said, well, it's off the grid, and he always fancies going there. But before that, he's got to have some windows and doors fitted at his house in the area of Syke in Rochdale. He's got a 7-detached house there, and he's going to celebrate with a few extra pints and a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Very good. Well, all the very best to him. And we've got an even bigger winner from Southampton as well, who's won £113,000. Yeah,
this fella had 4 bets, all on the Irish lottery. And the total stake was £12.10. Quite detailed how he managed to achieve this, but at the end of the day, as you say, he's won £113,800. He's a production manager in an engineering company, and he's going to go with his partner on a cruise to the Mediterranean. He previously been on a cruise 10 years ago to the fjords, and he enjoyed that. But before that, a detached house, 4-bedroom detached in Southampton, sounds very nice. He's going to have a new ensuite, a new bathroom and a new kitchen, all under the instruction of his partner, Alison.
Well, very excited. He's getting the home developments and he's getting a cruise as well. Sounds like money well spent. And if you do fancy a bet, like our great men there, and you do want a chance of winning some big sums of money, and obviously Cheltenham coming up, you can bet online, on the app, or in Betfred stores. And thank you as always, Peter, for joining us.
No problems at all, sir.
Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers, and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punts Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18+, begambleaware.org.